What's up, guys, and welcome back. Please subscribe to the channel if this is your first time, which it might be because this is one of my first videos. Welcome, and please subscribe to the channel. So what I'm going to go over in this particular set of videos is going to be lessons, and they're either going to be inspired by lessons that I've recently taught or things that I'm thinking about. This particular one is lessons I've recently taught, so a lot of students have been asking about the cage system, and although I'm going to do a different video where I go over the cage system, this particular one is going to be around the A chord. So what we're going to do is we're going to take an A chord shape. You've probably seen an A chord before. It looks like this, and we're going to take that shape and we're going to alter it in different ways to make it major, dominant, minor, half diminished, fully diminished, and we'll go over that in a minute. But for now, we're going to start by taking that shape up to the 3rd fret. So what we do here is we're going to do what we call a bar chord, and it says C major bar chord there, so it kind of explains what it is. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that bar chord, you're going to take that A chord, sorry, and you're going to slide it up to the 3rd fret and use your first finger as a bar. So, in case you don't know what I'm talking about, I've got this handy dandy guitar here, and I'm going to show it to you. So you're going to take an A shape, and again the A shape is that guy right there, and you're going to slide it up to the 3rd fret. Use your first finger, so I like to do the A shape with 3 fingers, being the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger. There's a couple different reasons I like it that way, mainly because if you want to do a bar that way, you just slide those fingers up and then lay your finger down as a bar. Also, if you ever wanted to do minor, you end up just using your first finger for that anyway, so why do it this way and then switch it? That's just extra work, and everything in guitar is about economy. Sorry if I look off this way. I have my fingers over there, so I happen to stare in that direction. It's a little bit easier to see what you guys are seeing if I'm looking at what you guys are seeing. So there's different ways to play the A shape. 90% of the time I play it this way. There's times I'll play it this way, but anyway, that's not what this is fully about, so we're going to move on. At the 3rd fret, we've got a C major chord using the A shape. So we're going to go back to that handy dandy image you saw of a C. That's what I've just done. I've taken that A shape and I've gone up to the 3rd fret. Now, you'll notice that on the C chord, the 3rd finger is black, or it's been darkened in as black on this example. That's because it's the root. Also, the root is on the 3rd fret of the A string, but for what we need it for, that root that's under your 3rd finger is very important, because we're going to talk about how to make this chord into other chords. Make it into a C major 7 chord, a dominant chord, a minor chord, and half diminished and fully diminished chords. That's what this video is really about, and this is the chart that we're going to use to do it. So, sorry, this is a lot smaller than those other charts, but this gives you all 5 of your options that include 7ths. So this is a 4-note chord. We're no longer doing triads. In the beginning, we're doing a triad, which is just a root, a 3rd, and a 5th. I'll do a whole other lesson on why these numbers are important, in case that's what you're wondering right now. But for now, what we're talking about is how to change this chord, and just think of it as one shape that you're just altering to get all these other chords. And the reason why that's important is you're going to end up taking this chord and moving it around in order to get other chords. So for example, if I take this C major chord that I first showed you and I move it up a whole step to the 5th fret, we now have D major. So with that logic, we could take whatever we're teaching today that way and move that around and get those chords as well. So I'll explain that in a second. We're going to start with C. Now I'm going to take the root right here and I'm going to move it down a half step. And And that's going to be the major 7 of the chord. You don't have to understand why, but that's what it's going to be. We're going to talk about that in another video. So all I've done is I've taken that darkened third finger from that other example, and I've moved it down a half step, making it a C major 7 chord. If I want to make a dominant chord or a C7 chord, all I have to do is lower that 7 again, and so that is this. That's your second example on this chart up here. Then, if I want to make it a minor 7 chord, all I have to do is lower the third of the chord, which happens to be under my pinky, to that. You might recognize this shape as an A minor 7. If you've played an A minor 7 before, if you put your finger back there, guess what? You've got an A minor. So, A minor 7, C minor 7. Same shape, right? Just with a bar. So, if I want to go to my next example, we need to lower the 5. So the 5 on this chord is your ring finger. I'm going to lower it there, and we've got a half diminished chord. We call it half diminished because the 7 is still a flat 7 or a minor 7, however you want to think of it. Depends on your terminology or where you went to school. And that chord there is half diminished. The next one would be lowering that 7 again to be a double flat 7 or a diminished 7, and that would give us our fully diminished chord. So each time to get the next thing, I'm just lowering one note, and it's a different note each time. So it starts with the 7th, well, it's not a different note each time, because it starts with the 7th and then is the 7th again. And then it's the 3rd, and then it's the 5th, and then it's the 7th one more time. So, maybe that was confusing. Maybe you need to go a little bit slower. You could put it in slow mode, and I'll talk like this on the video, or you could just pause at any point in the video. And if you're not understanding anything, or if I didn't explain it well enough, please just leave a comment. I'll be checking comments. Give me suggestions if there's certain things that you're like, how do you do this, that, and the other? I majored in theory. I probably know the answer. Whether or not I can do it super fast on the neck, I don't know. Depends on what your question is. Probably I can, well, hopefully. But we'll find out. Let me know in the comment section, and thanks for watching. Hit the like button, please. Take care.